Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WWE Cruiserweight Classic Episode 6. And more importantly, welcome to live reactions. And today, I have no clue what the matches are. I haven't looked at the card, which is why I don't have any kind of specific stuff in the title or anything like that. But it's the CWC, so it's probably still going to be awesome. And we know who the competitors are. I do believe we are getting Gallaher versus Akira Tozawa today. Should be very interesting. And we're seeing right now a highlight from last week.
Yeah, last week was phenomenal. Gran Metalik and Tajiri had one hell of a fun match. And then Cedric Alexander and Kota Ibushi went out and won this crowd, specifically Cedric. They were all over Cedric in a major way, to the point where they were even asking, please sign Cedric. So that was a career-making match for that young man, and we're getting ready to see highlights of that now. So if that was last week, I shudder to think about the fire that's going to be brought tonight here on episode 6 of the Cruiserweight Classic as we continue to round out the final 8 in the tournament.
Absolutely. And John, I don't know if you heard, but the WWE did file for trademarks for Gran Metalik.
That's very interesting. You know something? I think he's going to be a perfect fit for Raw's new Cruiserweight division when they formally launch it. You know, he is that masked competitor, which I think always appeals to that certain demo. I think he'll do very well as we're getting a rundown of tonight's card, and you are right. Gallaher, Akira Tozawa going to be competing tonight, and Noam going to be going against Ho Lun.
Trick taking on Tony Nese. Oh, that's going to be good.
That's going to be a really fun match. And I wonder if the matches are happening in that order. So we may be seeing Tozawa and Gallaher to start. I'm guessing Kendrick and Nese are going to main event.
Which makes a lot of sense, because I thought Nese was incredibly impressive in his first bout. And I think who do you remember who that was again? I think, was that against oh God, I'm blanking.
I think
was Anthony Bennett?
It might have. It was either Anthony Bennett, or for some reason I'm thinking about Jason Lee. But I think Jason Lee had faced somebody else. So I'm not.
You might be right. I don't remember, but it doesn't matter, because whoever it was against, they obviously lost, because Tony Nese is in the second round. And Tony Nese, extremely impressive as both a character and an athlete, taking on Brian Kendrick, who really did kind of get beat down quite a bit in his first round match, but ended up getting the win with some in-ring savvy.
Yes. Brian Kendrick, you know, he used to be alongside Tajiri, but now I think he's standing alone as the only real, like, WWE quote-unquote veteran in this tournament, you know, with prior WWE experience. Used to be one of the longest reigning tag team champions with Paul London, of course, that record unseated by the New Day. And Brian Kendrick, he looks at this as kind of his last chance to really make a mark within WWE, but he's got to go through Tony Nese to do it, and that's easier said than done, man. Tony Nese is an absolute stud. I cannot wait to see him in round 2 against Kendrick, but here we're getting a little video package here hyping up Gallaher versus Akira Tozawa, and when you look at the contrasting styles, Ash, I mean, what are you really looking forward to about this match?
I am really curious to see if Gallaher can use that technical precision of his to find a way to counter Tozawa's ridiculous strength. Because the thing with Tozawa, we knew how big and how strong Fabian Eichner was when he faced Jack Gallaher. Tozawa might be the strongest man in this tournament, pound for pound. And technical precision is a great way to counter that, but I don't know how much technical precision is going to take to counter as much power as Tozawa has.
Yeah, Jack Gallaher, very mannerly, you know, conducts himself well. But, I mean, between those ropes, like you said, technical precision, definitely has got that striking acumen, that grappling acumen that I think could really make him a force. The only problem is Akira Tozawa, well, he's straight force, as, I mean, he powered through. I believe he beat Kenneth Johnson, as we're getting the recap of that. And I'll tell you, that was so impressive. I think he got a deadlift German to end it, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I'm saying. He will power through. And that's what's going to make this contrast so fascinating to behold. And we're even seeing here, he's speaking, and it translates into, I will never give up and never back down. And I believe it. I mean, that's not a marketing line, people. Tozawa will back that up, and you can see how hard he hits. I mean, who do you even have in this match, Ashton? Do you got a favorite? Do you got a dog in this fight?
You know, I gotta say, I am just based on subjectivity, based on personal preference. I'm gonna be rooting for Jack Gallaher to win this.
Really? Interesting.
Tozawa, I love him for his work in PWG, but Jack Gallaher has made me a fan.
And I think, you know what, that's a sentiment shared among many people. I would even say I'm one of them. Subjectively, I'm pulling for Gallaher too, but let's look at the other side. You and I both, I mean, everybody saw over the second straight year with G1, we can adopt a critical lens when we need to. Can Gallaher beat Tozawa in your mind?
Oh, yeah, I think he's capable.
I mean, I certainly think he's capable as well, but I mean, that German, and Tozawa was certainly confident in his own ability. You saw just now calling his German the best in the industry. That's saying a lot.
It's definitely in the running for it. I don't know if I would give him the #1 spot right off the bat, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely got claim of contention, I think.
Certainly, and I mean, we're getting close to bell time here. Tozawa seems all kind of fired up and focused. And I'll tell you, I love guys like that, man. Guys that know, look at that pose there. He already feels like he's on the top. It's only round 2. Tozawa might as well feel like he won the whole thing already. There was the first German to Kenneth Johnson. And then watch this deadlift, guys. This was insane. Powering through Kenneth Johnson, who's a taller guy, a bigger guy. Bam! Right there. Perfect bridging. Tell you, absolutely phenomenal. But Gallaher, though, with his drop kick in the corner, man,
I think he could put just about anybody away with that drop kick in the corner.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was straight on. That strike was just insane. And here comes
Gallaher. Too is that that's not all he can do. That's one of his finishers. That's one of the moves that he can do that can put people away. But it's far from the only one. He's got quite a repertoire of devastating offensive maneuvers that he can use to put just about anyone away.
And I love the look of this guy. And you see the peace sign. He's got, you know, just a nice vibe about him. He gives off a good aura. He's confident in a different way that I think Tozawa is. Again, Tozawa takes himself very seriously, as you see now. Gallaher's match with Eichner in the first round. And that drop kick, man, I haven't seen a drop kick that devastating since the American Dragon himself, Daniel Bryan. And that's how Gallaher advanced.
It said on commentary during that match that he's thrown hundreds even of those corner drop kicks, and he's only ever beaten 1 or 2 guys with it. So the fact that Gallaher beat somebody the stature of Fabian Eichner with that tells you that his is actually better than Bryan's.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. And that's a statement right there. And that tells you everything you need to know about Gallaher as we begin here. I am so fascinated about how these two are going to, you know, contrast and really complement each other between those ropes and who's going to emerge victorious, because you're talking 2, I mean, certainly compatible elements in a way, but also combustible. You know, it's going to be a physical matchup, I think. This Tozawa immediately goes to the waist lock. And, man, and you know what? That's what I really love about the Cruiserweight Classic. We're not only celebrating diversity in terms of cultural, you know, backgrounds and everything, but just in terms of in-ring style. You've had strikers, you've had technicians, high flyers, anything and everything. And look at that escape by Gallaher. What do you think about that, Ashton?
That was beautiful. I love that he kind of lathered up his hand, but so that he could slip it in between Tozawa's arm and his own torso. That was pretty cool.
Now, I like what Tozawa's doing here. I mean, may have been paying attention.
Yeah, Gallaher has some tricky reversals up his sleeve, man.
I really want to see Gallaher versus Sabre Jr. I think that could be one hell of a match. Now look at this. I don't know if this is like a modified Indian Deathlock, but he's got a similar form, you know, wrapping those legs around. And now he's kind of waving like, oh, hi, how you doing? How you doing? And that's got to be a great psychological boost for Gallaher, getting in the head of Tozawa like that. And Tozawa even like, come on, man, what is this?
Gallaher is so good. He reminds me of, like, he's the type of guy who, if you ever have a fight movie or a wrestling movie or a movie that requires a really, really old, senile old man to fight or wrestle or box or anything with somebody, you put that old man makeup on Jack Gallaher and he'd make it work, because the way that he moves and his sort of body language and his mannerisms and stuff reminds me of like an older guy who's just got this knack and this cleverness and this savvy that's like, oh, you know, you're young and you've got youth and athleticism on your side, but I can do this stuff. And look at this. Jack Gallagher is amazing. I love him.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to escape. And look at that escape. And then just parts the hair and says, all right, we're back at neutral. And Tozawa's got to be steaming a little bit. Yeah, and again, it's funny, partner. We got through NXT a bit earlier. We talked about the contrast between guys in terms of disposition and demeanor, like Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe.
What is Gallaher planning to do here, John?
Yeah, now he's got the arm trapped the leg. He's got the arm again now. What is he doing? It's like he's folding him up. Oh, are you serious? Wow. Tozawa
Did he just fold Tozawa into a literal pretzel that he can't get out of?
Yeah, it's almost like he hogtied him. Look at that. Wow. And Tozawa can't escape. He's done in the ref.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I love it. How did he do that, though?
I don't know. And Tozawa would certainly like to figure it out. But Gallaher, man, that just shows you. Again, I was talking about the psychological advantage earlier in the demeanors. Gallaher is so cool, calm, collected, even having fun in there. Tozawa takes himself so seriously, but I think that makes you susceptible to things like that. And just what a strike there by Gallaher. And again, kind of plays with the hair a little bit. He's having a good time in there. I hope he's
but look at Tozawa.
Yeah, he's done. He's angry. And there's just a straight strike to Gallaher, and another one there. And a third straight forearm. And there's an uppercut, though, by Gallaher. He can turn it on, too. He can be serious. Off the ropes.
But he can't do a Shining Wizard like that.
No, he can't. Hook the leg here, too. And then Gallaher, though, with the quick kick out. But now Tozawa's got to be feeling good. The ball is in his court. Nobody's hog-tying him. Nobody's making fun of him. He's on offense. We'll see if he can make the most of it. Oh, just straight kicks Jack Gallaher in the face. Oh, what's he got thinking about here? He's got the cravat. Nice right into the snapmare takeover. And now the rear chin lock. Beautiful sequence there by Tozawa. The knee in the back. Absolutely. Utilizing every body part at his disposal. Trying to inflict as much pain as possible.
Look, man, you haven't utilized every body part at your disposal until you've literally hog-tied a man.
Exactly. That's a great point. That is a great point. I think nice slam there by Tozawa. And then the senton. Oh, my God.
Tozawa's senton is one of the most brutal in the business.
Oh, without question. I mean, I love Kevin Owens, but I think even he wishes he could do a senton like that. Look at that. I think he just liquefied Gallaher's stomach. And now Gallaher.
Could you imagine Tozawa throwing that senton at Kevin Owens' weight?
Oh, my God. You know, I don't think you've ever seen it in a WWE ring, but I think Kevin Owens would upchuck with that force. He would feel everything come up and out. Wow. Look at that look on his face. His eye, he looks so far away right now. Tozawa in firm control here. And now Tozawa going to take Gallaher in the corner. This is normally like where Gallaher would like his opponents, you know, before setting up for that drop kick.
Oh, look at this, though. Crawls under. Oh, but Tozawa. Oh, but Gallaher.
Amazing leg strength. Just flipped Tozawa over. And now look at the change in expression by Gallaher there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out. Gallaher seems annoyed now. I think he's going to really kind of get into a second gear that we haven't necessarily seen him in yet. And no, look at this. Manipulating the leg.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
Oh, God.
God. Snaps back while he's got the leg wrapped around his own, applying all that pressure.
And now
on again.
Again.
And partner, this is genius because when you do a move like a deadlift German, I'd have to imagine you have to plan on your legs. If you got one bad leg, that deadlift becomes a real bitch.
Oh, my God. Gallaher, and now the bridge. Are you kidding me? And he's got his arms folded like freaking Sabre Jr. Unbelievable.
Wow. He may even be sending a bit of a message to Sabre Jr., just thinking, you know, it could be you and me. We could meet up down the road.
Look at this. Tozawa gets to the ropes. That's important. That's a big deal.
Absolutely. Well, it breaks the hold, and it gives you that space and that time, no matter how brief, to recover and mount something. Gallaher now going to pick the bad leg. Tozawa trying to get to the ropes again. Again, Gallaher off of him.
Oh, my God. Gallaher is brutal. And look at this, a cravat on the ankle.
That is just expertly applied, but Tozawa with the free leg kicking off. But Gallaher, though, like a pit bull, staying right on it. And Tozawa again, though, kicking off with the free leg. And now look at the leg pick there by Gallaher. And, oh, just almost like a dragon screw modified. Oh, that was just brutal there.
Indian deathlock, maybe? Maybe even a surfboard. I think he's going for a surfboard.
I agree. Unless he's just going to stomp the knees on the canvas like we've seen other guys do, and that's what it is.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Tozawa's leg being picked apart, but I do worry, though. Is Tozawa going to be able to mount a comeback here as Gallaher now still isolating the leg? Is it going to be a half crab?
If he can turn him over, it would be a half crab, but even if he doesn't, the pressure he's putting on the knee and hip right now are both really painful.
Absolutely. And you see he's turning him over incrementally. He's not doing it all at once in one fluid motion. He's really drawing out the hold. And I think he's actually...
How much worse would that be, though? Rather than somebody just flipping you over and then you're like, okay, I got to figure out how to get out of this. He just grabs you and just slowly starts twitching you in the direction. Like, that seems so much more intimidating. It's crazy.
Oh, certainly, because as I said, the pain comes in increments. So you really have to think about...
Oh, but there's the forearm from Tozawa. Gallaher is trying to pick after that. Oh, my God, and there's the kick to the thigh.
Oh, expertly done again by Gallaher. His game plan has been perfected.
But Gallaher lands on his feet, and Tozawa is really in a lot of pain in that left leg.
Oh, the waist lock, but the back elbow to escape by Gallaher. Now going to send Tozawa into the corner. I think that was like a sick kick by Tozawa, but I think he used the bad leg to do it.
Just a bicycle kick, honestly.
Hooks the leg, 2. And Gallaher kicks out anyway. It doesn't matter. And now Tozawa's got to get life back in that knee. Here we see it again, the replay. Bam, I think you're right. It was a bicycle kick. That was my mistake.
But I think you're right, too, in that he didn't land on his feet. So really it was kind of like a bicycle, like a pump sit kick.
Yeah, and now going to send Gallaher here into the opposite corner. Tozawa charges after. Nice forearm there. Oh, this could be the end here, partner. What a counter!
Like heel hook. This is a heel hook.
Oh, Tozawa could tap here. And Gallaher.
I think this might be it. Tozawa's a strong dude, but man, Jack Gallaher has that heel hook cinched in tight.
Well, he is just completely shredding that leg, reducing it to mincemeat. And now this submission, again, even if you get to the ropes, even if you don't get the submission if you're Gallaher, you know that you're forcing your opposition in Tozawa to expend energy, and he does get to the ropes. But how much energy?
We talk about it with G1, but let's say it here. I mean, obviously it's not a round robin tournament, so you can't really afford to just kind of take a loss since it's single elimination. But Tozawa was in that heel hook for so long, and he got to the ropes. But again, we have to ask at what cost.
Exactly. Excellent point. Because you have to think, if you really believe you're going to win your tournament matchups, you always got to be thinking about the next round. And look at Tozawa trying to create space. He is in so much pain. And now Gallaher going to try. Shoots Tozawa off the... Tozawa can't even. He doesn't even have the
sell.
Yeah, really. Yeah, he is in rough shape.
He can't even run the ropes, guys. His leg hurts too much. Oh, my God. I love it. I love you, Tozawa.
Oh, Tozawa, though, look at this.
Went for the spinning, almost like a Trouble in Paradise, but Gallaher ducked. Now Tozawa had the... Oh, my God, what a headbutt.
That headbutt just rocked Tozawa, and now Gallaher very quickly into the cover. Oh, still a kick out, though, by Tozawa. Wow. I love Gallaher's sense of urgency there. Oh, yeah, I'm loving this, partner. This is what the Cruiserweight Classic's all about.
But 1, 2, no.
That was a brilliant counter by Tozawa.
Oh, but there's a German.
Oh, that could be the beginning of the end right there. Tozawa, though, the leg's still bad.
So much pain.
He's got to hit it now. If he doesn't hit it now, Gallaher's got this match. Because that knee is in really bad shape.
He's got him lifted. He's got him lifted. Gallaher's reversing, though. Look, he has a hold of the knee. He has a hold of the knee.
That's brilliant.
Oh, but Tozawa's too strong, and there it is.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Oh.
Tozawa perseveres. Hey, Gallaher wrestled that match like a goddamn chess match, and he had Tozawa in check so many times, but he could not secure checkmate. Tozawa wins this match.
I gotta say, John, I think that this is probably the most disappointing result so far for me. Jack Gallagher has really made me a fan. He's so good.
Hey, brother, you know I love nothing more than a good technician. And to me, I don't know, there's something about Gallaher I like even a little bit more than Zack Sabre Jr., to be honest. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I really love what Jack Gallaher is about. I hope we see him on Raw with the launched Cruiserweight division after this tournament concludes because he wrestled a brilliant
That
match. Look at this.
suplex attempt reversal into the heel hook was beautiful.
It was next level. It was next level. And then you look at this sequence here. It looked like Gallaher was thinking Indian Deadlock, but Tozawa, great presence of mind in the hold to get the cradle. And then this is the beginning of the end right here, the snap German to start. And then Gallaher had a great presence of mind to try and grab the leg, the bad leg, but it wasn't enough. Tozawa powers through the deadlift German, gets the 3 count. What an opening match for day 6 in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, that was really good. That was great stuff.
That was a really fun match. That actually might be a match I'll have to go back and rewatch. That was so much fun. But we move on now. And let's see who Tozawa is going to face. I think it will be, no, not Grand Met. Actually, yeah, Grand Metalik. So we're going to see who advances.
Wow. Well, that'll be a nice, interesting little clash of styles when we get to it.
Oh, and I guess, I don't know if this is promoting for later as the main event or if this is coming next.
I'm pretty sure it's promoting for later. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, Noam Dar versus Ho Lun is going to be next.
All right, should be a very interesting matchup. Noam Dar, I'll be honest, I really didn't know what to think of it. It's not like I really got to make much of an impression of him. I felt kind of the same about Gallaher, though, in his last match, and I fell in love with him after that bout with Tozawa. So we'll see what kind of an impression Noam Dar can make. And Ho Lun, I know a lot of people, Ashton, were dumping on him because of his first-round match. You and I thought he was fine. We'll see if he can be even better tonight. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think that people might just not understand what Ho Lun is all about. To me, he's a scrappy underdog in the mold of Speedball Mike Bailey. That's who he reminds me of.
I think that's an excellent comparison, Ashton, and one that I would certainly affix my signature to in agreement. And we're about to get that match hyped up in a moment. Who do you got in that one? Who do you think's advancing?
I don't know. I mean, we really haven't seen much from Noam Dar, but at the same time, you know what? Oh, I'm gonna take. Yeah, you know what? Just because of how much buzz I know is around him, I'm just gonna take Dar just to kind of hedge my bets. Personally, I don't really have a preference. I haven't really seen enough from either man to make a call. I know you were really impressed by Aria Davari in his match with Ho Lun, but I thought HoHo had a really underrated performance based on that first show and how much of a backlash he had. A lot of people came out and basically he's kind of like getting, for some reason, it's like he's getting grouped in with like Eva Marie and Mojo Rawley or something. Like he's really not bad. He's just, when you're in as small of a wrestling scene as China's wrestling scene is, it's tough to get as good as most of the guys in this tournament, and you're never going to get better unless you go against people that are better than you, and that's what he's doing in this tournament. And I hope WWE signs him and gives him a legit shot to become a star in their system, because I think he's got the kind of babyface fire that you can't teach someone.
Oh, I think that's a great summation of the situation, partner. I think, again, we do have to think about Ho Lun's, cultural circumstances. The wrestling scene in China is very bare, practically non-existent. And, now he gets thrown into this big setting, this 32 competitor tournament, all these people watching, and you know how rabid and ravenous Full Sail fans can be. And it's a totally new world for Ho Lun. And Noam Dar, I really don't know much about him. I mean, he did all right again. I really don't have much of an opinion on him yet. I hope to have more of a definitive opinion on both men in the course of this match. But Noam Dar, I would think he is more polished. He is more comfortable in this kind of an atmosphere than Ho Lun. But, Ho Lun might surprise us yet. He might get an upset victory. He might advance. But I'm just thinking this is Noam Dar's time, so we'll see.
his Noam Dar coming out first. And I wish we would have seen more of him in the first round. I felt like he really underwhelmed. I would say if Mustafa Ali was the biggest surprise, Noam Dar was the biggest disappointment in the first round.
And, I wouldn't even contend that statement, mainly because I really don't think Noam Dar has given me anything to back up any kind of contention. So he's really got to step up here. He's got to show us what he's all about. Because I think, look, call me cheesy, call me old school, but I think when you compete in those ropes, how you compete and how you approach things, you're pretty much defining yourself within the confines of that ring. So how do you want to define yourself to everybody watching here in the second round as you're getting ready to face Ho Lun? That's the question that's posed to Noam Dar in this match, because he was underwhelming in the first round. I really didn't even get a grasp on who he is or what he's about. I'm looking to be educated on who he is in the course of this match here. And I could say the same, though, to a lesser degree about Ho Lun. I want to know more about what he's about. What do you represent? Where do you come from? And I'm not talking literally like Hong Kong, China here. So I'm really looking to see both guys make emphatic statements about who they are in this match here. And Ho Lun looks all kinds of fired up.
Yeah, I think this match is an opportunity for both guys to stand out. And I think that we'll kind of get a hint of that coming out of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do here.
Absolutely. I mean, again, they were billed on the Cruiserweight Classic breakdown. Ho Lun as a high flyer, Noam Dar more of a technician. So we'll see how that contrast plays out. And we see again, Arya Daivari, that super kick to the head, beautifully done. Then that bridging German. I'll tell you, Ho Lun using a bridging German. Tozawa saying he has the best in the industry. You got to wonder if Ho Lun can advance. Will there come a day when we're going to be able to put that to the test? Time will tell. He's got to beat Noam Dar first. Yeah, now we're getting started here. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Why do you keep raising your pinky, Dar?
Maybe that's just his thing. Maybe that's what he does. Kind of, that's how he exhibits his charisma, I suppose. But I'll tell you, and Ho Lun, though, he's not going to be.
Oh, Dar with the armbar.
Yeah, brilliantly applied there. And when you really pick apart a person.
But every single time HoHo goes for the headlock, Dar is reversing with not an armbar, like an arm wrench.
Yeah, now you see he's working, again, that arm wrench. Almost, near a wrist lock there. Now Ho Lun going to try and escape. Nice shot there. A nice drop kick there by Ho Lun. Beautifully done. Going to hook the leg here. Quick kick out there by Noam Dar. And I'll tell you, this is kind of the warm-up phase that you and I talk about.
Nice dragon screw.
Beautifully done. And Dar, again, almost kind of doing a bow kind of pose. You think he's overlooking Ho Lun a little bit?
I think he's not taking this match seriously.
Yeah, that could be a mistake. And nice drop kick, though, by Noam Dar. Sends Ho Lun out of the floor. And now Lun favoring the knee. And Noam Dar definitely feeling very, very cocky, very confident. And now he's going to wait for Ho Lun to get up. That's smart, though. Don't pursue Lun. Let Lun come to you. Again, maybe he knows that Lun's got the jitters a little bit, come into this place. He's got the butterflies and what have you. He's going to exploit him. He's going to capitalize on him. Lun going to try and fight. But what just a straight shot there by Noam Dar.
A suplex, or a back suplex, rather.
Goes right into the hook in the leg, and Lun kicking out there. Noam Dar seems a little annoyed that Ho Lun chose, to stay in this match. But, that's why we're in the Cruiserweight Classic. And, this could be bad. Look at Ho Lun, though, with the free leg. Kicking Dar in the face. Oh, I think he caught the other leg, though, Ashton.
Indian Deathlock.
Oh, man, and that looks beautiful. Hey, this is the Noam Dar I wanted to see in round one. There you go. Man, he is just working over that leg. Somebody was watching Gallaher versus Tozawa closely. I'll tell you.
And now, but HoHo with the roll-up. 1-2. Oh, and Noam Dar kicks out. Now, look at that. The Gamangiri to the head.
Yeah, that'll really rock your equilibrium. Something fierce. Yeah, Noam Dar, man, just staying in it. Staying in as best he can. And Noam Dar now back in control. Ho Lun on all fours. They're trying to roll over. He's still favoring that knee, though. Lun's knee is in a lot of pain. Now Noam Dar going to charge here. Nice drop kick there. That was beautiful.
Oh, isn't he?
Yes, he is, partner. And look at that again. That pose that he does. I'll tell you, this is one funky cat, I'll tell you. Just doing these poses and feeling so confident. Now back to the leg. What do you think about these guys tonight? These technicians in particular, really exploiting a body part and really being consistent with destroying the limb.
Hey, man, I will never complain about a good technician on my TV. And now, looks like he's trying to turn him over into a half Boston Crab, much like what Jack Gallaher was trying to do to Tozawa earlier.
Yeah, very interesting. I do see a lot of similarities between Dar's approach and Gallaher's approach in the preceding bout. Let's see if Noam Dar, though, can make this approach pay dividends. We know Gallaher ultimately lost to Tozawa. Noam Dar doesn't want to make that folly. He wants to deviate from Gallaher in that regard. And now Lun with the body shots, but a straight forearm there by Noam Dar. Very physical Noam Dar. He's almost straight up bullying Ho Lun from where I sit. Now, look at this. Is he gonna? I think he's almost got him all the way turned over. This could be bad here.
Almost. He's like halfway. It's almost like he's preventing him from being on his back because it's easier to maneuver out of it that way.
I agree. That's an excellent point, Ashton. Oh, my God. Look at this. Oh. Ashton, can you think of it?
If you're Ho Lun, how did you... Oh, well, I guess that's how. Never mind. I was going to ask how you got out of it, but then he just did.
I mean, if you're Ho Lun, partner, and you and I have both been in some pretty rough situations in our time, albeit never in a wrestling ring. I mean, do you find anything more degrading than how Noam Dar's treating you in this match?
I don't know if it's really degrading. I mean, if you're Ho Lun, I think you kind of came into this tournament expecting to be overlooked.
Oh, look at Noam Dar, though. How smart. Just grabs the light, but Ho Lun's like, hey, screw that. I'll power through it straight for him, and now could be a drop kick.
Nice.
Beautifully done. And Ho Lun now, his turn to get into it. His turn to make the crowd feel it.
Oh, the left knee is in pain now. Oh, and there's a nice right forearm. HoHo with the Michinoku driver. 1, 2. Oh, but Dar kicks out.
Yeah, Dar's staying in this thing here. I'll tell you. And now what's Ho Lun thinking about? It's a fisherman suplex.
Yeah, isn't that what Dar used to beat his first round opponent, a Fisherman Buster?
I feel like it might have been. It was either that or a standard brain buster.
Oh, no, you know what? It was a knee bar. That's right. He used that to transition into the knee bar.
Okay. And I'll tell you, Noam Dar's tights say on the back, no role models. He's certainly not acting like one.
Super kick. He hit it. This might be it. I think he used this to win his first round match.
2. I'll tell you what the difference was, partner. If you remember in that match with Arya Daivari, Ho Lun executed a bridging German after those super kicks. And now that's what I think he's thinking about here against Noam Dar.
He wants them. Oh, but Dar reverses this into the knee bar.
Oh, that's it.
Kicking him in the back.
That's it. Ho Lun's got to tap out. Yeah, there it is. Competitive bout, but no, I'll tell you, that's the Noam Dar I've been waiting for. I felt like something was missing in round 1. He brought the aggression tonight. I think he took major steps up in my book. Anybody that knows me knows I love technical wrestling, and between Jack Gallaher and Noam Dar in this match, I am in heaven right now. That was amazing.
It's the champagne super knee bar in the sky. That's actually the name of that move. He calls that the champagne super knee bar. So I had.
Wow. Okay. I was gonna look at you for a second and be like, a random time to burst out into song, but you really hit those notes though, so I can't be too mad. But yeah,
that's actually he actually calls that knee bar the champagne super knee bar. So I had to go there.
You look at it again. I love how he uses his free limbs. Like earlier with the Krabby, he kind of grinded Ho Lun's head with the foot, and then he's just stomping and kicking on him there. So
Yeah.
very interesting approach.
Oh, Noam Dar, and you know what? He did exactly what I was hoping he would do and stood out. So props to him. Only problem I have is a lot of what he did was stuff that Jack Gallaher did, and I thought Jack Gallaher did it better. So now I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't switch spots in the tournament.
Oh, and I'll tell you what. Zack Sabre Jr., I think, isn't he getting set to face Drew Gulak? Was that the match that I saw? Because I'll tell
They
you.
are going to be facing off during one of the next few episodes of this. Yeah, they are.
And then the winner's going to face Noam Dar, and I actually kind of feel bad for Dar despite his dominant performance. I'll tell you, I don't know. But this match, Brian Kendrick versus Tony Nese, this is going to be an interesting main event, partner.
I'm pulling for Nese. I got to say, I'm pulling for Nese.
Hey, man, I like Tony Nese. I was really impressed with him in his first round match, but I've always been a lover of Brian Kendrick. I love his eccentricities. I love that this is kind of a last chance story, but in more of a scummy way. I mean, Brian Kendrick isn't beneath certain tactics to get the job done, and I think he'll use every trick in the book to beat Tony Nese here. But Nese, as you're seeing the recap here, so impressive, and his athleticism was off the chart. As you see now, he's talking about his experience in round one. That was a beautiful deadlift suplex.
It was Anthony Bennett, because I remember I called him Kenneth Johnson like 6 times before I finally realized that I was getting his name wrong.
And, I mean, look at this quickness. He's got a great build, this Tony Nese. I'll tell you, Tony Nese, he looks like a superstar to me. The way he moves and everything, I'm telling you, you want to stick Neville in random tag teams, call up Tony Nese, put him and Neville in a tag team together. I think those guys would be fire together. So, absolutely. And then you look at the other side, though, Brian Kendrick, the apocalyptic scavenger, I think is what he calls himself. And I'll tell you, he's going to be really looking.
I mean, yeah, it makes total sense, said no one ever.
Hey, that's Brian Kendrick for you, though. He doesn't give a shit about making sense of himself to you, to me, to anybody. All he cares about is getting the job done, getting those wins, and making a legacy. And we're, kind of looking back over his time, and now back to the present here, where he beat. I forget who his name was, but he kind of impressed me in round one. And yeah, it was with that submission hold. If Nese gets locked in that could spell trouble for him. And Kendrick, it just really means a lot to him to be in this tournament. Last chance, he feels like, to really make an impression.
I know, yeah. Brian Kendrick definitely has the best story coming into this tournament, but see, I'm really pulling for Nese. I think Kendrick has a lot to lose, but I think Nese is the one with the most to gain.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly on everything you just said. I think that's the exact situation we're faced with. And here comes Kendrick. And I'll tell you, he's wily. Some would say he's out of his mind, but I don't think so. I think he's perfectly in his mind. And
yeah, he's crazy like a fox.
Exactly. I'll never forget the one thing he said when he was still the Brian Kendrick. He said, there's a fine line between genius and insanity. And if you learn to walk that line, no one can stand in your way. And I think Brian Kendrick, with his time off, he's learned to walk that line with all the poise in the world. And that spells trouble for Tony Nese here. As we see again how Kendrick
And here's
advanced.
a recap of when Kendrick, he did use sort of cheap, dirty tactics in order to win that match, but matters is that you win, and he didn't technically cheat. He was just kind of, cheap.
Hey, I mean, look, they call me Johnny Scumbag. I don't give any sympathy to anybody that feels cheated. You feel cheated, go somewhere else and try your hand at that. I mean, stuff like this happens. Kendrick was smart enough to take advantage of his environment. I mean, those ropes don't feel good. We talked a lot about that in G1. They're like, metal cables almost. And, his throat got caught. He got put in that submission hold. Kendrick knew his surroundings. He exploited them, got the W. Tony Nese, though, you're not going to hear me say a bad word about this guy. Again, great physique, great look, looks like a superstar, and moves and acts like one to match. This guy is the real deal. And if I'm Kendrick, I mean, I know I'm kind of falling back on my wealth of experience. I'm falling back on my wiliness and, my veteran instinct. But I'm not overlooking. I mean, look at that. His bicep is bigger than my goddamn head. And now we see here his match.
If the masterpiece, Chris Masters, could actually work.
Exactly. Excellent comparison. And Anthony Bennett, man, that 450 from a man like that, I'm telling you, if you're really going to squander Neville on random tag teams, I love Hunico, but forget Sin Cara. Put Neville and Tony Nese together. I'd want them to be tag team champions. They've got the aesthetic of a legit tag team. But Tony Nese, Apollo and Nese could work too. Oh my God, 2 Mr. Olympians in there, just soaring and defying human imagination. And Kendrick almost seems a little amused. So I mean, Ashton, I love your I love your analytical mind. I love how you approach matchups. What kind of style can you really expect from both these guys? Strategies and there's a straight knee there from Nese. So what are you expecting in this match?
What I'm expecting is for Tony Nese to absolutely steal the show, and for Brian Kendrick to somehow, some way, still manage to eke out the win.
Well, there you go. Nice back elbow there by Nese. Nese moving with such a fluidity, and another knee. And Kendrick rocked here out to the floor. I'll tell you, man, I'm really big on this Tony Nese. This guy could be one of the defining pieces of the cruiserweight division. Now look at this. But Kendrick moving out of the way. That springboard like in the ring, and then, towards Kendrick, moonsault.
But Nese landed on his feet.
He's a freak, dude. He's an absolute freak. And now look at that. I like this too. Not giving Kendrick any reprieve, not giving him any distance, because he knows the more time you give Kendrick, the more space you give Kendrick, he's going to be scheming. He's going to be recuperating. Nese knows better than that. But Kendrick, though, we caught him. And again, the athleticism of Nese. Oh, the cartwheel. Are you kidding me? And there's the super kick. Oh, my God, partner.
He's amazing. He's incredible.
Dude, I think my brain matter's kind of on the wall. I'm amazed I'm still able to make coherent sentences. Cover! And Kendrick kicks out. That's the thing about that's the thing about them scavengers, man. They're a pain in the ass. They don't go down easy.
Well, I mean, scavengers in general aren't necessarily known for a high level of durability so much as they're known for a high level of adaptability.
Exactly. And Kendrick's going to need to adapt real quick because Tony Nese is bringing the fight right now. And another thing I think you could accurately say about scavengers, they're so good at picking their spot. And I think Kendrick's just waiting for that one opening cover again. Kendrick kicks out at 2. He's waiting for that one opening, that one mistake by Nese that he could just burst wide open into an advantage.
And the beautiful thing about Kendrick is if he gets tired of waiting for Nese to make a mistake, he'll create an opening for himself.
Look at this fireman's kick. And that's the opening he just created, right as you said it. And then just a hard strike. So he's got the arm trap. And now again still has it. What is Kendrick thinking about? Waist lock? Is this going to be a chaos theory here? No, it's not. I don't really know how crazy Kendrick is.
What are you doing, Kendrick? Oh my God, he's shoving Nese's arm into the turnbuckle pad.
What is he? What? And Kendrick.
Oh no, he just kicked him. But he's still dangling from that turnbuckle pad.
This is why I love Kendrick. You guys wondered why I wouldn't pull my stock out and like, oh, you seem so high on Tony Nese. Why the support for Kendrick? Because of stuff like that. This guy is a malevolent genius. He just knows how to make the most out of his environment. And now Nese trying to create separation, and Kendrick's not allowing it. So smart by Brian Kendrick. Now we're gonna.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Wow. Tony Nese is incredible. Oh my God. And the super. Oh, are you. Jesus Christ, he's good.
That was alternating strikes. Hooks the leg. And Kendrick again. That was a weaker kick out, though. Nese was close. I mean, that was a flurry if I've ever seen one.
Well, yeah, and what I was getting ready to say has been kind of contradicted now, but what I was getting ready to say is, when was the last time that we saw somebody who looks like Nese, talented as Nese, who's as big and scary and intimidating and athletic as Nese, who could still sell so well that they actually were able to garner sympathy and feel like the underdog in a match like this?
Exactly. You know what we call that? A freaking star, baby. Tony Nese is a star waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And that happening could start tonight. He beats Kendrick. He moves
Look
on to
at
the
that.
front.
Kendrick with the hair grab into the elbows and then the forearm.
So smart. And Kendrick now off the ropes, but Nese meets him with the knee. Look at that roll through there and go over the boot, but Kendrick hangs him up.
Kendrick is so crafty. I love it, man.
His mind, and you could really see it on work here, partner, when he just tangles a Nese up in the ropes or the turnbuckle pad. His mind is working 10 moves a second. And now look at the seated Fujiwara here, or at least I think it's a seated Fujiwara Kendrick's got going on there.
He wants, but I don't think he has it locked in properly because Nese is still lying on his side.
Yeah, Nese is still on his side, so he's got some leverage working for him. Kendrick, though, look at this.
Manipulating the digits. Oh, God. Oh, and now it looks almost like he wants to like transition it into a crossface, maybe? No, Nese is too big, too strong, and now just clobbering Kendrick on the head.
I'll tell you, folks, we have been seeing some brilliant wrestling in episode 6 here, and now Nese just going to toss Kendrick out. Kendrick, though, hanging on. Kendrick not going to go out. Look at that shoulder thrust there. And now sunset flip.
Sunset flip.
Oh, but Nese hanging on.
Nese too strong.
Oh, what a straight kick.
He's away, and then the kick to the head.
Well, moonsault on Kendrick again.
And he misses again. Kendrick is so wily.
He is. Oh, look at that expression change. Oh, God. And now there's the arm. He's got the arm bar there. Oh, my God.
Yeah, right back to that arm. And I've never seen a more laid-back, relaxed-looking armbar in my life, I don't think.
No, certainly not. But look at the adaptability in Nese and his ingenuity. Realizes he's got free limbs, but Kendrick don't. Kendrick, I think he's got that leverage advantage now, and he really just has that arm scissored tight. And
as long as Nese's hips are rotated facing Kendrick rather than up in the air, he's got leverage. Oh, and now I think the hips are back to where Kendrick needs them to be. And Kendrick's feet are now pushing on Nese's body. This might be it. Nese might be forced to give up here.
I'll tell you, Kendrick may be older and he may feel like this is his last great run, but I don't think I've ever seen him wrestle better than what he's doing right now. And now Nese, did he reverse it? I don't know who's in the dominant position. It might be Nese. And I'll kick out there. That was actually a pin attempt. Okay. And I think Kendrick back to the dominant position, though. He's got that arm. What are you thinking about Kendrick's strategy?
Almost like a reverse Kimura there. And now this is a Fujiwara armbar right here.
Yeah. What are you thinking about Kendrick's strategy, Ashton?
I'm so impressed by Brian Kendrick. Not only his savvy and his ability to, like you said, be sort of 5 or 6 moves ahead of every opponent, but his psychology, the intelligence of going after the arm, and how aggressive he's been in these matches. And this is the second one he's been in. He's been so aggressive in both of them. But there, Nese tries to send to the outside, but he lands on his feet. Checks the lariat, and there's the leg trip from Nese. Look at that. Kendrick is so freaking savvy that he forced Nese to adapt and do sort of a sly, low-key move like that leg sweep.
You said it about Ho Lun. You only get better by wrestling people that are better than you. And Nese there, that dive, good God.
Incredible. He is so good. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Neville without the goofy accent and ears and nose and just face in general.
And look at this again, guys. Amazing. Amazing by Tony Nese. And Kendrick was rocked.
Tony Nese is a better looking non-accent Neville.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? Him being better looking.
Oh, the dodge. Into the knee, the face breaker over the knee, and then the kick to the face, and the spinning heel kick. Tony Nese is incredible.
He is on fire right now.
And he's showing fire.
Absolutely. And now Tony Nese, what's he thinking about here?
He has him up for a suplex. Oh, but Kendrick fighting out. Kendrick with the knees. Kendrick, but Nese with the power, though. He could do Elgin things, too, John. And the Falcon Arrow. Are you kidding me?
Hooks the leg. Guys, I think we're seeing... I'm going to say it right now. I think we're seeing a star being born here in Tony Nese. This guy, Holy crap. Wait a minute here.
He is amazing.
Could be the 450. This is how he beat Anthony Bennett.
Yeah.
No, Kendrick creating that distance again. Kendrick's so smart. And the straight boot by Kendrick.
Kendrick is such a smart in-ring competitor. Oh, but the lariat from Nese takes Kendrick's head off. Goes for pin 1, 2, and Kendrick kicks out.
And Nese, a bit frustrated. He's holding that arm. But you know what, though? Kendrick's in position. Nese going to make the ascent. Kendrick again, though. And look at that counter. That head collided with the turnbuckle. Kendrick going to hook the legs, too. And Nese kicks out.
Whew.
Kendrick again, 5 moves ahead, but Nese isn't going to be denied. Kendrick has really had to put in the work here in round 2. Hey, you don't advance unless you've really got something to bring to the table. A nice calf kick there by Kendrick. 2. Again kicks out.
That's got to be one of your favorite moves on the planet since it's a Mundo signature.
Absolutely. Look at this, though, by Nese. And Kendrick kicks out. And Kendrick, look at that. Not only did he kick out, goes right back to the arm.
Brilliant.
Nese keeping the hands
almost
clasped.
Almost like a leg scissors arm bar or cross arm breaker even.
But look at Nese, though. He's going to try and get the leverage advantage, maybe play the power game a little bit. Ref initiating the count. I don't think – I think he's going to power bomb him here. Oh, my God. Straight buckle bombed him. 1, 2. And Kendrick kicks out. Oh, my – what is it going to take?
Kendrick, so much toughness from Kendrick.
He wants it bad, dude. He wants it bad. I mean, look, when you're in Kendrick's position, you realize you may not have much to give to this business. This could be your last run. You're going to make the most of it. Nese is the future, win or lose. And what is he thinking about now? Kendrick, though's got to be rocked. No. Could be that submission there. He's got it. But Nese, though, with the power.
Nese is too strong. Oh, but no, look at this. Kendrick right back into it. Almost like a...
Oh, but Nese, look at the awareness.
Oh, but Kendrick kicks out.
Oh, and Kendrick now. What's Kendrick thinking about? Nese slides through.
I don't know. Nese has him. Pump handle. He has him up. Tombstone. Oh, Michinoku. Almost like a Fire Thunder driver there. 1, 2. And Kendrick keeps kicking out. Are you kidding me?
This match has been absolutely incredible. And I'd say the 2 preceding bouts were both excellent. This, though, is really starting to get in the category of just pure barn burner here. What is it going to take? This is
closing in on Cedric Ibushi territory.
I would agree with you there. I would 150% agree with you there. And Nese's arm has got to be killing him. The only thing that's keeping him in this thing is the thought of advancing to round 3. But you could very easily say the same for the apocalyptic scavenger, Brian Kendrick, as he just responded with a forearm there. These two going back and forth now. Unreal, partner.
Forearm from Kendrick.
What are you thinking about what we're seeing here, man? This is just unbelievable to me.
I'm just waiting for one of these guys to make the mistake that'll end up costing them the match, because that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to which of these guys doesn't make the first mistake.
And did you see Kendrick so desperate resorting to headbutts, and there's a straight boot there. Super kick.
Oh, and the super kick.
Nese still
on and another calf kick, John.
Yeah, Kendrick. But you know what, though? I don't even know if he's going to go for a pin. I think Kendrick really wants to put this thing away here. And
yeah,
I'll tell you, Nese has that faraway look in his eyes. He looked like he was really rocked there by Kendrick. Nese still starting.
And again, though, I have to remind you guys that Tony Nese is a big, scary, muscular, athletic freak, and he's still able to be this sympathetic with his facial expressions and body language. That's a talent, people. That's something that you can't teach someone. Enzo and Cass always like to talk about what can and can't be taught. You can't teach somebody as big and intimidating as Nese to be sympathetic. And here he goes for 450. Oh, but Kendrick out of the way.
Okay, I thought
right into the submission. That's it.
And there it is. What a match, though. What a match. Oh, my
God. Tony Nese is a star. There's no gonna be. There's no will be. There's no maybe in the future. He is a star right frickin' now.
I agree with you. When you look at Tony Nese, what you are looking at is the face of the future, especially of the cruiserweight division. If that man does not get a golden ticket to participate, that division has already failed right out of the gate before even taking its first breath. That's how much I believe in Tony Nese. But in the present, the scavenger lives to fight another round.
Dude, he did a Fosbury flop.
He's a freak. I'm telling you. You want to start him in a tag team? Stick him with Cruiser Neville. You want to shoot him straight to singles? Just have him wow the crowd. Give him exhibition matches against local competitors. He'll do a new thing every week.
He's believable to beat Rusev.
Yeah. Yeah. Without question. And I love the way this match ended. One mistake by Nese. Not even so much that Kendrick was the better competitor. He just capitalized on one mistake. What a match between these two.
Unbelievable.
And I'll tell you.
Kendrick, you know what? We're giving a lot of credit to Nese, and I love Nese, and I think he's a star. Kendrick is really showing me that he never should have been let go. He should never have left the WWE in the first place. He should have been around this whole time, even if only just to teach all the young up-and-comers. You know, I think he was going for a handshake there. I think Tony Nese was just so caught up at the moment and wanting to get out of there because of the loss. But just as a mentor, I think Brian Kendrick would have been invaluable to the WWE for the last decade that he's been gone.
Well, I'll tell you something, partner. The common sentiment among people when Brian Kendrick was in the Brian Kendrick phase was, I mean, they saw future WWE champion, top heel. Of course, Kendrick had his own problems that he had to deal with at the time, but he seems so refocused. He seems rejuvenated. Hell, I'm going to say it. He seems reborn. Matt Sydal take a back seat. Kendrick is going to the next round, and he's facing Kota Ibushi. Oh, my God, the imagery that's playing in my mind thinking about that match, that's going to be insane.
And you saw next week TJ Perkins taking on Gargano, and the other one that I saw was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gulak. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a third match next week, but I'm not 100% sure what it was.
Right. I'm not sure what it was either, partner, but I'll tell you what, this Cruiserweight Classic, I said at the start of the tournament, I grew up on Cruiserweights. I even at one time said this was like a love letter to my childhood. Nah, man, this is beyond that. This is beyond an ode to the past. This is a promise of the future, and the future is looking bright for the Cruiserweights. This tournament has just been straight fire, and 3 great matches tonight. And that main event, my God, this Cruiserweight Classic right now.
Absolutely, man. They've been killing it, and this I'm really glad that the WWE decided to do this. And by the way, the other match for next week is going to be Lince Dorado versus Rich Swann. So that should be excellent as well. And I mean, this has just been great. I think that the Cruiserweight Classic is a massive success. And I really do hope that whoever wins does get crowned the first ever WWE on Raw, specifically the Cruiserweight champion. I guess it wouldn't be first ever. I would guess it would just be new because of, you know, the whole Hornswoggle run and shit like that. But I'm just really excited about everything that's going on right now with the WWE. Cruiserweight Classic has been a glaring success so far, and looking forward to the future. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, up tomorrow will be NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2 preview and predictions. And once we finish that, we'll have like a 15-minute to 30-minute break, and then we'll get right into WWE SummerSlam preview and predictions, because Friday is Ring of Honor live reactions. I don't even know what the name of the show is, to be perfectly honest. I just know that Ring of Honor has a show on Friday, and Okada's going to be there, and it's going to be awesome. Is NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2 live reactions, and then Sunday is going to be SummerSlam live reactions, and then Raw and SmackDown, and then we're done with WWE television for a few months.
Yeah, guys, so we're going out with a packed punch. Going to be a lot of great content coming your way. But for tonight, Cruiserweight Classic Episode 6 is officially in the books.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.